3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Welcome back to TTMTrades. Again, I just want to thank all my new followers, everybody who's been following and subscribing, keeping up with my posts. As of lately, I've been adding charts because it takes time to edit videos, chop them up, and submit them to YouTube, just so that way it takes a little more time to do videos. So I've been posting charts so that way I can get the information quicker to all of my followers. Just a couple as of lately. And now we're gonna move on. So my top 3 plays for this week, December 3rd. First and foremost, we're gonna talk about WAC. Now, this was one of my top picks last week, also right around when it was at 34 cents, I believe. This was one of my top picks last week, and I'm gonna make it my top pick this week also because the chart look like it's going to continue. So let's move over to the chart. All right, take a WAC daily chart. Yeah, back on the 26th, right around 34 cent for one. This was one of my top picks. So it did exactly what I warned last week. Let's go to inspect mode. So right when it was back in the 34 cent range, I said some of the major resistance areas would be right in this 40 to 41 cent range, and due to this being a nice support area last time, and then it also being a nice support area right here, right? If you look at my line going straight across, nice support areas, right? And I told everybody normally when people have a nice support and the price drops, what happens is people get trapped in these areas, traders, and normally when the price pushes up, this allows traders to get out by breaking even and they're taking a smaller loss than what they originally had. So that's what happened here. The price pushed up into the support, previous support ranges, now resistance range, and took a beating, got pushed back down. But the key note is to take, anytime you see a price drop, you want to always pay attention to the volume. So on these up days, the volume was 1.1 million. Next day, 1.1 million. And then if you look at the day that it declined, it was only 636,000. So that's not anything that should scare you because that is below average volume. Now you look at the following day, 3.9 million, almost 4 million volume. So what does this tell me? Okay, on every higher high, the volume increased, especially right here. A lot of buyers have came in and accumulated these shares, and this can possibly continue to run. Now, what are our new resistance points? Since we've broken through the low 40 ranges, which I originally spoke of, if I had to look at new resistance points, it would be right here, right in this 56 range, right where this previous support was at. And then if we were to continue to go, to be right here in the 70 cent range, because I'm pretty sure all the traders who bought in right here and then this dramatic drop happened, they are all trapped right here, and they've been holding since late September, waiting on the price to bounce back up so that way they can offload their shares and get out of the stock. So if you are going to get in here, be mindful of these resistance points and set your stop losses as you push up into these areas over here. I believe this trend will continue very strong. As you can see on my RSI, everybody knows I keep a weighted 10-period moving average and a simple 30-period moving average. We broke above that 10-period and that 30-period, came back up on that pullback. We found support right here on the RSI, as you can see, right on top of that 10-period moving average, and had a nice bounce. So what we had here was a higher high, a higher low, and another higher high. So expect tomorrow another slight pullback, nothing too dramatic. Be mindful of the volume, and then a follow through on Tuesday with the trend continuing. Next, we'll be talking about ticker IMUC. Dropped 2 cents, 4.9% pullback. Nothing crazy. Let's head over to the chart. All right, so for ticker IMUC, as you can see, the Bollinger Bands are constricting, getting tighter and tighter. What does that mean? That means there is a breakout around the corner. Okay, now what makes me think this breakout isn't going to be in a downtrend type sense? What leads me to believe that it's going to break out in an upward trend? Okay, what leads me to believe this is, if you look as of lately, first and foremost, let's talk about the support. The support is right at 30 cents. And the price right now is at 32 cents, excuse me. Immediate resistance, it looks like the 50 period moving average is smacking us down every time, which is right at 36 cents, as you can see up here. The lines on, excuse me. So now looking at this. Okay, right at this 30 cent range. All right, on 28th of November, volume 926,000. A lot of accumulation, which pulled it back up. The following day, 2.1 million on the 29th of November with a high of 34. And then the next day had a high of 35, and then it pulled back. Now, the big thing about when it pulled back was it was on below average volume, and it keeps getting nice bounces off the 30. Okay, so this just tells me that people are beginning to cover their shares and or get out. It's like a bull, okay? If you have a bull tamed in a little area, and this bull is literally banging up against the walls, and you see the locks and hinges coming loose, you're going to get out the way. You're going to move because you're not confident. You're not confident in the area that it's contained in. And so the same thing with this stock, okay? Nice volume, nice accumulation right at this 30 cent range. Started to push up on high volume. Those who began to see that started covering their shares, i.e. shorts, hence the low volume down here. If you see this thing it's about to break out, you start covering your shares and you get out. You just move out the way, okay? If we look at my RSI, nice break above the 10 period moving average and the 30 period moving average. Now, what we want to look for tomorrow, we want to see that this either lands flat on that 10 period moving average right here and find support, and then you get a nice bounce. That is what we are looking for tomorrow. If this falls through the 10 period moving average, then that tells me the momentum has not shifted. But if we look, okay, we have a higher high right here because it broke above this last high on the RSI. And then if we get this nice bounce off the 10 period moving average, that will give us a higher low. And then hopefully we'll get a nice bounce and or breakthrough from right here. And that'll show us another high to let us know that this trend is going to continue. Your immediate resistance, like I said, is the 50 period moving average right at 36 cents. It keeps smacking this thing down. And then your next resistance would be right at 39 cents, where this base was building right here with support. I always say base, but where the support was building. So is it a good time to make your entry? Yes, with the support being right at 30. I will put my bid in right around 31 cents, 32 cents. If you're trying to get in, hold, and then wait for the breakout, which I am almost 100% confident that this is going to happen. But try to get your entry as close to the support as possible, right around 30 cents. And last but not least, ticker NAVB. Went up 2 cents, currently 5.3% gain. Let's head over to the chart. All right, looking at the chart, we can see the immediate the immediate support is right at 41 cents. The immediate resistance is right at 45. Now, why do I think this is about to break out? As you can see, the Bollinger Bands are beginning to constrict right in this area as they tighten up, signaling a breakout is right around the corner. Now, if we look, we have higher highs moving into Friday. Okay, so on this day, 297,000 volume. The following day looked like it had a slight pullback, but on super low volume, 81,000. The following day, another higher high at 253,000, and then Friday a higher high with a higher low at 424,000. So the accumulation of this stock is consistent across the board, and people are coming in and they are accumulating shares. Big thing, RSI has broken out above the 10-period moving average and the 30-period moving average. Now, what do I expect? I expect that this stock may jump up into the 45-46 cent range and then have a slight pullback, because anytime we have a break above 10-period moving average and 30-period moving average on our RSI, it always comes back and try to find that support. So what do I mean by that? The same thing that you would see in the RSI, you can relate that to your stock, okay? Now, as you can see, we had a nice breakout above that 20-period moving average here and this 50-period moving average. 50-period moving average is currently at 42 cents, all right? Now, what I see happening is where we jump up to this 45-cent mark, which is a resistance area, and then we'll have a slight pullback onto the 50-period moving average right at 43 cents. It must find that support, okay? If we're going to break through the 50-period moving average, we have to find that support first. We have to know that the breakout is real, okay? We can't have a breakout and then the price begins to decline and fall back below the 50-period moving average, because then that's a false breakout. So is it safe to make an entry? Yes. The support, like we said earlier, right at that 40-41 cent range, I wouldn't jump directly in on Monday. I will wait to see how the volume is playing out and how the price is pushing up and or pulling back, and then I would try to make my entry right on the 50-period moving average, like I said, which is right at the 42-43 cent range, and then the trend continue. Your risk to reward ratio is very good here, and the trend, as the RSI is signaling, is beginning to shift into an uptrend. So get in early while you can. As you can see, it had a nice price jump here. I don't know if this is because of news and or what are the chances of that happening again? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't want to miss out on it if it does have that jump again. The momentum is definitely in the Bulls' favor as of now. And last but not least, I know I said NAVB was the last one, but this is the bonus, JR. Now, I've been following this one for 2 weeks, and this was the bonus also last week. So I know you're probably like, TTM, what's up, man? You keep preaching JR, and nothing has happened with this thing yet. I am telling you all, this stock is going to break out. And I'm telling you this not because I'm in it, because I see it's about to happen. So let's move over to the charts. Matter of fact, let me show you. I've been posting on this thing nonstop, okay? So when it has this breakout, I want you all to know I've been following this thing like crazy. As you can see, all of my videos and my posts on here nonstop. All right, so let's head over to the chart. JR, this has been consolidating since late October, going into December, with a strong support at 16 cents and a resistance in the 2021 area, okay? As you can see, the large volume spikes each time. So, key thing, all right, the consolidation. Beautiful. 16 is a strong support. Now, if we look, the RSI has had a nice breakout above the 10 and 30-period moving average. Found support here. Nice breakout again. Okay, let me show you. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now, even on this higher low, we found support on the 10-period moving average, which means we should hold here and have a nice breakout this week. Same thing in the stock. Now, let's go down to the daily, because the price action is in a range, so you really can't get an idea on the daily what's about to happen. So now we zoom in and go to the 2-hour chart. Now, zoom in on the 2-hour chart. If you look, even the price action, okay, here you had a lower low, higher low, come down, a higher low with a higher high, a higher low, and we should have another higher high. All right, same thing with the RSI. Broke above the 10, found support right on top of 10-period moving average. So come Monday this week, I'm looking for a nice breakout. Even our slow stow is showing oversold with a nice breakout, and the momentum should be shifting here soon. So I'm calling it a JR. I'm going to stop preaching and posting on the stock. I know it's going to happen. Hey, but this is TTMtrades. Let's continue making money together. Trade safe and good luck. Remember, all of my posts are pure speculation. You take the information and do what you want with it.
Swifton, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.